Hi guys, my name is Jenna. If you guys are new here, welcome back to my channel and welcome to our May Plan With Me video. Okay, if you guys are caught up on the videos, then you know I didn't do an April Plan With Me video and it literally showed my mental health. So if anybody needs a reminder or just needs a little encouragement to plan out your life every single month, this is it. Because I just feel like when I do my planning every single month and I know what content I'm gonna film, I know what plans I have like all of my just mental sanity checks done at the beginning of every single month, I can get through the next 30 days. But if you don't even do it for just 1 month, it is just so like you're probably gonna crash out, honestly, because that's what I did. We're gonna get back on track this month. We're gonna slowly kind of make our way there. In the end, this is really me just like reminding myself that I feel better about my life. I feel way less stressed. I feel way less emotional. I feel so much more like stable about myself and my life when I do my monthly planning. So I will give myself grace though for the month of April because I was traveling for I feel like 75% of April, so there's not really much that you can do with your life when you're traveling. In the end, that's why I don't really love traveling. It just gets me out of my routine and I feel like I'm just playing catch up in between all of the travel and stuff. But nonetheless, all good memories were had in the month of April and I'm very excited to close that chapter and move on to May. In this video, we're going to go through our doodle planner, our monthly planning, our yearly planning, and just kind of like review everything together. I think there's actually a couple of things that I have to finish with you guys, which will be fun. Usually I do all of this ahead of time, but for the sake of filming this now as the sun is literally shining on my face, I just kind of want to talk through everything with you. Oh my god, wait, the sun is like too bright. Okay, I think that's better. I think that's actually a lot better. Should I start over? No, it's fine. It's fine. There's 4 main portions to my monthly planning that help me feel sane every single month. First is my doodle planner. This is my Shop Amanda Rach Lee or Shop ARL doodle planner, which is a habit tracker, mood tracker, bullet journal, coloring book. This is like where I write down all of my daily to-dos because I'm like a pen and paper person at heart. But I also have my Notion template where we do digital planning for both our yearly and our monthly goals. And we'll also do a books and media check-in too. I don't know if it's updated or not, but I do have some book updates since the last monthly Plan With Me video. And then I will also go through with you my content planning in Rella. That's what I use to plan out all of the YouTube videos, all of the short form stuff. I guess not as much the short form stuff, but at least the YouTube videos, which is like my main priority in my social media content creator thing, that's all on Rella. I think that's everything for my planning. If you guys like what you hear, then let's just go ahead and get started. I didn't film a plan with me for April, so I just want to show you guys the theme because this is something that I love so much. This was actually one of my favorite themes. I just loved the colors and I was sad that I didn't do it with you guys, but I think I showed you when I was still coloring some of it at least, and I loved it. Like I was honestly sad that I was away for most of April because I didn't really use it that much and I was playing catch up most of the time when it came to my habit and mood tracker, but here's how everything looked. Overall, even though I was very behind or like I kind of felt behind in April when it came to like my day-to-day life, because I was traveling and just trying to be in the moment and trying to like enjoy traveling, I feel like I had a really good month in April. It was very busy, but it was all like really good things. So it was overall a very, very good month. And then in terms of my habits, I was pretty okay with most of them. Yeah, I would say I was pretty okay with most of them. And then this was how the weeklies looked. You see, I didn't really use this that much in April because I was gone and I was like, I'm not gonna make my to-do list when I'm traveling. So I picked it back up when I came back and yeah. This was April, and then let me show you guys my May theme. I just finished it. Oh my god. Disco! Okay, but blue disco, I love it. I usually don't really know what to do when I see like the blank page. I'm usually like, how am I supposed to choose a color scheme? I want to make everything like go together, and then I'll like look at the past months and stuff. But for some reason, having just like a main one color scheme really spoke to me this time. So I went with blue, and then for any words, I used purple. I think it's really pretty. I love it. And then also with like a disco ball, like you can't not love a disco ball theme, you know? Here's my empty habit and mood trackers. So if you guys actually watched my Am I Crashing Out video, which was the last video, I told you guys that I actually started a modified version of 75 Hard this week. So it's currently Friday on the day that I'm filming this. I started it on Monday, so I kind of tailored all of my habits to be the different like segments of 75 Hard that I'm doing so that I can track it every single day. I'm gonna try to be good about like actually tracking these every single day and not like playing catch up every couple of days, but we'll see. I just like really think I need something to like get me back on some sort of routine, and I think I just realized I'm the type of person that likes to be on programs. So I'm doing 75 Hard and it's part of my annual goals anyways, which you guys will see. But yeah, here's the empty habit and mood trackers. There's like a couple of new habits for the things that I'm doing with 75 Hard. So there's that. And then here's how the weeklies look. I only did the first week so far. I still have to do the rest of them, but I will. It actually wasn't that, it didn't take too long. I think they're so pretty and I just love the blue theme. I don't know if anyone else is like me, but I just really love like stationery, paper, office supplies, and also like color schemes like this, you know? Like even though I just colored it in, it makes me feel like I drew it, but I didn't. I've been using this, I think, for 3 years now. I never want to get rid of it. I just love it so much. Even if I have weeks where I'm not using it, I will always come back to it because I think it's like something that works in my brain where if it's just a consistency thing and it's something that's been in my life for years and I know it works and it like genuinely benefits my life, even if I just do it every couple of days or something, it like makes me feel sane, you know? So very happy to have this all prepped for the beginning of the month. Okay, that's my doodle planner. And then I think everything else is on my computer. So I'm gonna go ahead and start a screen recording. Next, because I think this is a little incomplete or I wanna make some modifications, which we can do in real time, let's go to Rella. I also wanna make something on Instagram and like a short form version of how I use Rella just on a daily basis because it is something that genuinely, as a content creator that also has a full-time job where like you're juggling so much in your brain all the time, you have to plan things out. Like since I started my channel in 2020, I have just learned that you have to prepare things ahead of time and like think about the strategy of your channel, the strategy of like who you want to be online, and then come up with video ideas by joining those two things. You can do this on like a Google Calendar if you want, but I just like the investment of Rella because it's catered to social media and you can also auto post to all different social media platforms. I am an affiliate with Rella, but I was paying for this before I even was an affiliate with Rella because that's how much I genuinely love it. I think my code is Jenna30 if you want 30% off all plans, annual or monthly. I would honestly just check it out because I think it's so worth it. You have a board view here where you have all of your ideas and like your cards. You can also edit all of these labels. So I created the filming/editing label, and then there's ready to post for if I finish anything ahead of time, which is not very often, but I do sometimes, and the completed. And then we have a calendar view here where you can see everything by calendar, which is amazing. That's like what I need. So we actually need to update this because as you can see, we are a little behind. I decided to move this Plan With Me video to Saturday because I was just trying too hard to catch up during the week that I filmed like an unedited like life update video, but I'm really happy I did that because I really needed to, honestly. So we're going to edit this and call this life update vlog. This is the honest like truth of me using Rella. Sometimes I'm good about changing everything in advance, or if I'm just like literally changing it on the spot and I decide I want to film a different video. That's why I have Rella, because I can update it whenever and then I still feel on track even though I move things around, you know what I mean? So I have my life update. May Plan With Me will be tomorrow. I'm gonna edit it tonight. And then we're gonna get back on track. But what I really wanna do is film a 75 hard vlog within Work to Live Diaries or just within Days of My Life. Because some of you actually commented that you would like to see it. And I think it does still fit in my channel of having some sort of work-life balance and prioritizing yourself even with the full-time job. Instead of doing my little spring in Arlington idea, sorry, we're gonna do Work to Live Diaries 75 hard. I just think that will be better, honestly. Since this is a YouTube video, I don't have like the video uploaded on Rella. I just use cards to show like the title. So we're gonna do Work to Live Diaries here. And then personal content, May 9th, that will be next week. What I eat in a week, 75 hard. That will be really fun because I haven't done a what I eat in a week in a really long time. So I think that would be fun to also make it 75 hard focused for me to show you guys like how I'm maintaining, hopefully consistently doing 75 hard. And then just a normal Work to Live Diaries. Maybe we'll make this like a days vlog. I usually like to determine if it's a days or a full work week. Normal days in my life. Oh, I had this video title idea of all I do is work because I feel like that's something that a lot of us think, but I really want to show you guys in that video that there's more to your life than work. You know, it'll be Work to Live Diaries, but it's going to be titled All I Do Is Work, which I think would be fun. And then I actually have to finish planning the rest of my content. This is my thought process of what I do when I'm planning out my content. I usually start/end the month with my May Plan With Me or like the next month's Plan With Me. So what I'll do is the last video of the month will be June Plan With Me. So that's already figured out. Assign it to my, oops, personal content, platform, YouTube video, and then Plan With Me. And then I do like to plan out my one video off a month. So I think it will actually be one of these days, which will be good. I think I'm gonna make it towards the end of the month. 16, 17. Okay, I'm gonna do this weekend vlog. I like to balance out days of my life video and work to live diaries, because although work to live diaries is like my signature series, it's what I feel like most, hopefully, my audience knows me for. I do want to show that I don't have to talk about work all the time. Work to live diaries is under the surface, not really about work. It's really more about your life than work. But days of my life vlogs, I like to pull into the weekend and just show you guys what I'm doing when I have like full days of not working. So that's what I like to do in terms of like strategizing my videos, but I'm trying to be better about having more creative titles. So that's why I have the all I do is work vlog and what I eat in a week. So like I feel like I should try to have a more fun title, but at least I know like the topic for what I'm filming. So I think that's everything for all the content in May. We have our plan with me, regular days of my life video, work to live diaries and 75 hard, what I eat in a week 75 hard, work to live diaries days, all I do is work, days of my life, video off. I like to call this video off, and then I usually set it to complete. And then my June plan with me will end off the content for May. So this is my rough plan. Things are always subject to change. Like, you're allowed to change your mind, especially when it comes to filming videos, because at least for me, since I'm a lifestyle channel, I really just want to vlog as authentically as possible for how I'm actually feeling and doing and what I actually want to talk about. So things are allowed to change. Like when I did this in April, well, granted, April was a little hard because I was traveling and I took off an entire week, which I don't usually do. But it was nice because I was able to get back on track a lot faster because I had Rilla and I had all this planned out. So I actually also have some short form content that I need to plan out, but I'll do that after this video. It's just nice because, for example, I'll just start it with you guys. I have a brand deal that I would need to go live at the end of May. So I'll assign it to myself. It's in progress right now. Brand deal, the platform is Instagram Reel and YouTube Short. And then you can plan out your caption. You can even upload it in advance so that it's like all ready. And then when I'm ready to send it to the client, all I have to do is click on the share, and then this pops up for like share brand deal, copy link, and then I just send it in an email and they can see the actual video draft, they can see the tags, the caption, the hashtags, everything. So it's just a lot easier to work with brands on short form that way. And that's another reason why Rilla is such a lifesaver. Okay, I think that's everything. I just wanted to show you guys how that looked, and then it'll show up right here. So it's just nice to have a calendar dedicated to your social media space. This is particularly good for social media managers. I just wanted to finish it with you guys because I knew it wasn't done when I started recording this video. That is everything for Rilla. Again, if you guys want to use my code Jenna30 to get 30% off all plans. Okay, now let's go over to Notion. I actually haven't been on Notion in a really long time. I don't even think I made my goals yet, but I already know what I want them to be because I'm just trying to get back on track and I just want to make it very, very simple. So let's start with our monthly goals because I have that already in my head. I literally haven't looked at this at all. We're gonna archive April and just go through together what we did and didn't do. I did make goals even though I didn't make a monthly plan with me video because I still wanted to have some sort of idea of how I wanted the month to go, but I have no idea. So let's see. Okay, read one book. I did read one book. I read Fourth Wing and it was so good. I think that's my favorite book that I've read all year. It was like amazing. And enjoy Korea. Yes, of course I enjoyed Korea. I said try to get 15,000 steps a day. I have actually no idea if I did that. I'm not gonna check it off because I just don't think I did, but I know I walked a lot in Korea. Go for a run in Korea. I did not do that, but like I said, I did a lot of walking, and especially Thomas and I did a lot of like intentional walks. So I would say I exercised. So I'm gonna change this just to say that I did it because I did have the intention, you know, for long walks. It wasn't a run, but it's still exercise, you know? Okay, practice Korean when traveling. Yes, I did this. I talked about my Korean learning journey update in my crashing out video, so make sure you guys check that out. I like talked about it for a long time and the current state of my Korean learning journey, and I am starting my next Korean class, level 8, next week. So we'll be starting that. Study Quizlet often. I have been doing that actually, not really in April, so I'm not gonna check it off, but I have been doing it this week every single day because it's part of my 75 hard. So I have that. Maintain budget each week. I did not do that. I literally updated my budget for the month of April yesterday on April 30th, and the last time I touched it was like March 27th. So I did not maintain my budget. But the nice thing about having a budget, at least on Google Sheets, is that you can just copy and paste your entire credit card statement and put it in the budget. So even if you fall off track like me, it is so much easier to copy and paste and then look at everything and get caught up in that way. It takes a little bit longer than maintaining it every single single week, but it's still manageable. That's why it's really important to have a budget at all, or else if you're gonna do it for like a billion bajillion months, it's just a little bit harder that way. Nobody wants to do that. But if you're like even a month behind, you can still get back on track. Lastly, YouTube and career, be flexible with uploads in April. It's okay to miss more than one upload. I am gonna check this off because I took off an entire week in April when I was in Korea. I pre-edited 2 videos for the 2 weeks that I was in Korea. I got those done on the plane. So I didn't do any editing while I was in Korea for 2 weeks, which I'm proud of myself for. And then I did end up taking off that entire second week just all together. So once we got to the end of April, I felt really bad about that. And I felt like I couldn't take off more than like the whole week that I took off. In reality, I feel like I should like half check this off because yeah, I was flexible with myself, but I feel like I was still, I mean, if you watched the last video, you know, I was just kind of beating myself up for it when I didn't have to. So I'm only saying this to show that your goals and like your personal journey in terms of whatever you deal with, for me, it's like being flexible with my responsibilities and not being so like uptight about it. It's a long journey and sometimes it feels never ending, but I feel like at least I was flexible at a baseline, so I can be proud of that. That's how April went overall. I am proud of myself for what I did accomplish because I feel like I did nothing. I feel like all I did was travel, but I feel like when I look at these goals, I incorporated things that I like to do in my daily life even when I was traveling, so it is what it is. Okay, and then let's make our April goals together, or not April, let's make our May goals together. And we're gonna make this really, really simple. And it's not just to like do this in real time with you guys, but like I said, I'm literally trying to get back to it. So health and fitness, I know for sure that I just wanna say maintain 75 hard challenge. That's literally all I wanna do. That's it. Cause that's a lot. Start like a Korean, level 8. Elementary level 8, that's literally insane. It's been really good, honestly, changing out my 75 hard from 10 minutes of nonfiction reading to 15 minutes of Korean studying. Even in the last couple of days of reviewing my Korean vocab every single day, it's been helping a lot more than I realized. So, but that's not my goal. My goal is to just start the class and do all my homework because I did not do my homework for like the last couple of classes of level 7 and I feel really bad about it, but it's fine. Those are my 1 goals for health and fitness in Korean. And then for personal, I want to go home at least once to visit my parents. I'm honestly going to say try not to stress out because I feel like I let myself get stressed out very easily and I'm trying to be more chill even when things are busy. So those are really just going to be my 2 goals. Just go home once, spend time with my family, and try not to stress out so much. Like it's all fine. It's all fine. I'm going to actually add have a good mindset. Okay, and then financial, maintain budget each week. I'm just gonna say maintain budget overall, even if it means that we do it at the end of the month, it still can be checked off. My travel sinking fund is completely drained also, so maybe we can start adding to that, but I'm also planning a wedding, so I'll just say try to save some money. Save money for the wedding. I'm gonna say for the wedding, not for traveling. Okay, and then lastly for YouTube and career, I'm gonna say like be creative with video titles. You guys, I've been back on my busy blooming grind of watching all of Tessa's YouTube podcast videos. They're amazing. First of all, I love Tessa. I just like love everything about her. And we connected back in, I think 2021 when she was doing 9 to 5 vlogs, and she's just a totally different person. Same title, but like different everything with Busy Blooming. And I would really highly recommend you guys check it out if you're interested in getting into social media at all as any type of creator. She's just so good at what she does. And I've been loving her videos lately for like in general, like the current state of social media, lifestyle channels, strategies, and something that she mentioned that I'm going to try to take her advice and do is just be more creative with my video titles, like unlearn the whole week in my life, days in my life, vlog, and then like be really straightforward about what the video is about. I'm going to try to be a little bit more casual and creative, and we'll see how that goes. Something that Tessa's made me realize is that even though I have been on social media for X number of years, it's always changing. Like the landscape itself is always changing. And so I need to be adaptable to the ways in which social media and YouTube and content creation and all of that is changing so that I can keep up with the times, you know? So I'm going to try some new things in terms of my video titles, and I have all my videos planned out, and I think that's it. I think I actually feel really good about all those goals. It feels very all-encompassing, it feels very balanced, it feels very attainable, and I think that's the best that you can do when you're trying to make goals at all. Just make them attainable, but like somewhat challenging. That was a lot of fun. I actually feel so good about getting back on track with like my whole routine because I'm just someone that literally thrives off of routine. So I feel pretty good. And then lastly, let's go to our yearly goals. Also, I forgot to mention, if you guys like this template, I'm sure you guys know that this is a free template available for you to download. I will leave my Buy Me a Coffee link in the description box if you guys do want to donate or just contribute or buy me a coffee or anything for having this. Totally optional, you don't have to, but I chose to make this template free for you, and I chose to, you know, not require you to buy it so that anyone could use this and feel like they have more control of their lives. But it took me many hours to make this template, and I'm constantly changing it. This is my 3rd year of making Notion templates, and it's still very minimal and functional. So if you guys want to download the template, everything will be in the description box, including a tour. Okay, but for the last portion of updating my life, let's look at our yearly goals. This is the new like database view, which I think looks a lot better. So let's just take a look at these together because I honestly can't remember at this point what needs to be updated. Okay, accurately track my savings and sinking funds. Yes, I did that actually last night of updating all of my travel budget and the sinking fund overall. It's gone because I traveled and spent so much money in Korea. I'm still actively tracking it, and that was my main goal of just being aware of where my money is going, especially when I spend the sinking funds. Save $15,000 towards the savings fund. I didn't save anything last month, but that's because it was my travel month. So we'll get back on track, but we are still actively doing this. And then maintain my budget. Yes, we're still actively doing this. Okay, feeling good. Health and fitness, complete a 75-day challenge. Okay, we can change this to actively doing. I'm so proud. The 75-day challenge is supposed to end in the middle of July. So we'll be talking about this in the next couple of Plan With Me videos, but I'm really hoping that I can be consistent and be disciplined with doing this 75-day challenge. It's like basically 75 hard, just a couple of modifications, but at least we can change it to actively doing. Prioritize balanced movement. Yes, definitely doing that. Even this week alone, I've done a mixture of running, yoga, lifting, and walking. That's very balanced. Run for fun, of course. DC Rock and Roll Half Marathon. Oh my God, I did complete this. Okay, what was my final time? I've actually no idea, but I fun ran it with Rachel, and it was so much fun because we've actually never ran an entire race all together. So it was the best time. And then cook more at home, eat out less. I would say I'm doing a good job with that. April's like hard to determine because I think when you're traveling, it shouldn't be a part of your goals. I'm doing good. I feel like I'm eating at home a lot. That's our update with health and fitness. Complete. We completed one of our annual goals, you guys. Okay, Korean. Practice Korean more in person. I will try to do this more. I'm gonna, especially with my class starting next week, I'm gonna try to practice more with Thomas, with my family, with you guys. I like to say what I'm learning each week in the vlogs, so make sure you guys keep up with my videos. Study Korean and grammar and vocab every single week. Yes, actively doing that. I did truthfully not study Korean kind of at all from when I got back on April 11th. Well, I had one more class. I had a class on April 13th or 15th, April 13th. It was a Monday. And then I had to miss the last class because it was my dad's birthday and I was at dinner with him. And then I truthfully did not study Korean for the next 2 weeks basically. So I'm trying to get back on it, and I'm trying not to fall off entirely. I'm trying to get back on the horse. I did not study every single week entirely, but when I think about hopefully at the end of the year, the 52 weeks, I hope to say that I've been very consistent with studying somewhat every week. And then take consistent Korean courses. Yes, actively doing that too. Okay, personal. One activity alone each quarter. Oh, Jesus. Did I really do this? I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to remove this. Okay, I'm gonna keep it as need to start, but I might make a column here that says deferred because I just don't really care, honestly. I actually was alone a lot when I was traveling, I don't know. I took a plane ride alone. Does that count? I have no idea, but it's fine. Complete something for the wedding every single month. Yes, I did actually make my second wedding series video in the end of April, so hopefully you guys have checked that out too. I told you all of my most recent updates, and I've even made some updates since that video too. So we're making good progress, but I need to start get moving. Once all of my travel is done in May, I am gonna go so hard on the wedding planning and stuff. So that will be coming later on in the year. Read 10 books. Yes, I'm actively doing that as well. Journal more. Yes. Be more consistent with cleaning the apartment. Yeah, I would, like I said, April wasn't the best, but I do think if anyone's cleaning the apartment, we try to use the robot vacuum. I've been trying to dust everything with the vacuum, stuff like that. But I do need to be more consistent now that I'm getting back into a routine. So I would say we're still actively doing it. And then lastly, for YouTube and career, maintain a healthy work-life balance with my 9 to 5. That is the one thing that ever since I feel like I accomplished that back in 2023, it's just been a constant thing. And I'm so grateful for my 9 to 5 job, honestly, allowing me a good work-life balance. It's just I'm so grateful for having that job. Yeah, so actively doing that. I feel like I feel like I could mark this complete now if I wanted to. It's not really a goal. It's just something I always want to do. Post more short form lifestyle content each month. Yes, I actually filmed a lot of content when I was in Korea, and it was so much fun, even though it was kind of stressful. I loved it. So I really want to do more of that local based content content in May on Instagram, and I do also want to make a Rella short form video just because I've never done that before, and I think it would be really fun. More stuff on Instagram to come. Hit 50K. Wow, I haven't updated this in a while. I did complete it because I hit 50K, I think in April, maybe at the end of March, I can't remember. And it was so fun. Rachel and Jaren got me a cake and Thomas took me out to dinner. It was very nice. And then work with one small business each quarter. Okay, there was a small business I was gonna work with at the end of April, but then some manufacturing changes happened and I think we might be working together in May. But I'm still gonna make it a goal to do at least 4 for the year because then that will be like the equivalent of 1 each quarter. And I have a good running list of more small businesses to reach out to. So I'm gonna say need to start still. Like I will put this as actively doing once I work with one, but I wanna give some free sponsorships to small businesses in 2025. That's like a big priority for me. It's nice having these goals because I can like remind myself every single month, you know? And that's it. That is my yearly goal overview. We can close everything now so it doesn't look so crazy. And yeah, the last thing I wanna do with you guys actually is update my books and media hub because I have a feeling I did not do that, did I? Okay, yes, I need to add one. Fourth Wing. I read that while I was in Korea and it was such an amazing experience reading that book while also traveling and like doing this whole trip that I had been planning to do for years with Thomas. Like now I can always put these two experiences together of reading this iconic book and traveling. It was just such a good book. I finished it, I think, on the flight back. So April 11th. Love! It was so good. If you guys have not read Fourth Wing, even if you're not into fantasy, like I felt like I was reading Harry Potter. That's how I felt. So good. And then we're gonna call this fantasy series adventure and romance. That's what this is. And I actually started Iron Flame, but I haven't read in like 2 weeks because I just have not been reading. But Fourth Wing was so good and I'm currently reading Iron Flame. I'm like 5% in. So yeah, okay. And then Ministry of Time. How many books have I read in 2025? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've read 6 books. I've read 6 books before June. I'm definitely gonna read 10, I think. I'm so proud of myself because I'm really not the biggest reader, but I try to make time with like coloring in my doodle planner, reading. Like these are ways that are genuinely challenging for me to slow down and like not be like accomplishing something or whatever, but I like to gamify it by telling myself I'm gonna read 10 books or, you know, color my journal or whatever. So yes, I think that's officially everything for this Plan With Me video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I talked your ear off. I've been talking for the last 40 minutes and I kind of had a rough time starting this video because I haven't filmed a Plan With Me in months. So I hope you guys enjoyed catching up with me. I hope you guys are also planning with me or just hanging out, either one, and you feel more caught up on your life and my life, and let's have a good May together. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. I post new videos twice a week in 2025. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video, but until then, miss you already.